Hello, everyone. I'm going to introduce you to our team's project, MastrMind, created by us, the Data Masters. So our team chose this project because we wanted a better way to keep ourselves productive, on task, and organized. Our idea was to create an all-in-one, simple yet stylish, easy to use application that was still customized to meet ours and our users' needs. We wanted to eliminate the need for multiple apps and instead build something that was useful and made to feel personalized for everyday productivity. Our plan was initially to create a sort of hybrid social media and productivity app, but in the end, we condensed our features down to a few main components: a calendar, tasks, journal, and rewards.
Hello, I'm Lawrence. So in the architecture of MastrMind, we made use of the MERN stack development paradigm, which consists of MongoDB, which is a NoSQL open source database program, Express.js, a backend web application framework to develop our APIs for use in our application, React.js, a front-end web application framework developed and maintained by Facebook to create a dynamic and simple user interface, and Node.js, an open source backend JavaScript runtime environment, which allows us to run our code without using a web browser. We also make use of AWS to host our server through EC2, as well as hosting some files that we make use of in our application through an S3 instance. EC2 is just a basic server that I have loaded with different frameworks such as Nginx, PM2, and UM2 to make it easier to host our application. And S3 is just a basic storage instance where it can hold photos or videos, anything you might need like that. And then next is Mark. He's going to touch on our target market.
Hello, I'm Mark, and I'll be talking about the target market. So the target market audience for MastrMind would be professionals who need to be timely and be at optimal productivity at all times. This would mean business owners, students, organizers, writers, and multitaskers, and basically anyone who wants to plan ahead or be consistent with their life. We also want to target people like ourselves who feel that using multiple productivity applications can be a hassle and want one centralized space to keep track of what they need to do while also having the ability to keep notes for themselves about the direction of their future and how their productivity is, or take notes of what might need to be done later on. And according to a 2018 survey by Udemy, more than 70% of workers report feeling distracted on the job, with 16% saying that almost always feel unfocused. With the use of MastrMind, it will make the users be more consistent, and the usage of task rewards will make the users also make it a habit to be productive. And now Marbian will be doing the project management style of MastrMind.
Hello, my name is Marbian, and I'll be talking about our group's project management style for MastrMind. For this project, we used a type of agile software development framework known as extreme programming. It was created by Kent Beck during his employment in Chrysler and is known for being flexible and for accommodating for customers' ever-changing requirements. Next, I will be talking about our team's timeline. For the first stride A, which consisted of 1 to 2 weeks, Lawrence and Marvin headed the beginning with the goals of establishing a login and registration system and laying out a beginning backend architecture. For stride B, taking approximately 3 weeks, all team members were started on their individual pages, and further back-end work was done by Lawrence for Stride C, which took about 3 weeks. Continued work on each of the team members, each of our pages on our local devices, and Lawrence with the goal of finishing up the back end work for Stride D, taking approximately 3 weeks. We hope to finish up on all of the calendar tasks and gamification and notes and page on our local machines, and hopefully try to merge it into a single application with a single backend developed by Lawrence. And in Stride E, we hope to finish full implementation of the front end and back end, and finalize full functionality and design. Now, pass it off to Lawrence to start talking about our project demos.
So I'm going to start off by screen sharing my part of the application. Let's see. Oh. Okay, so this is just the basic starting page for MastrMind. All right, so then now we have two different login pages at the moment, or not login pages, but forms that you can make use of. So you can make use of the registration, where you'll be able to put in a valid email and then create a password, and it will log you in based on if it's correct. So we're gonna make all right. So now you'll see that we're logged in. We have different possible choices that you can go to. I'm gonna log out and then show you the working login page as well. So this is the one that I was working on my page. All right, so now it's going to take you to our calendar page, which on my end isn't working, but it's working on Marbian's end. So we haven't merged that. But a majority of what I was working on was the login page is the backend, and this profile page. It's just so far it's just a basic profile page as a picture where you're able to edit it. I took pictures from the original Xbox 360 online, and it should be able to change pictures. Yep. And it'll provide a name, whatever email you give in, username, your birthday, and a biography that you could put. And also, we have events that will appear dynamically with some information about the event. Right now, it doesn't say anything because they're just basic events. And also, I have a badge card that was kind of created for use in our gamification once Mark gets that going. Basically, it just has sort of achievements and rewards that have been done. And you just have a badge count, any badges that you may have gotten, and challenges that you might have during the day. And that's most of the work I've gotten done. I'm going to pass this off to Marbien. And he's going to show you what he's been working on.
Hello, my name is Marbian again, and I'm going to be showing you the calendar functionality that I've been working on. Hold on. Okay, so what we have here is a full calendar library or API that I imported. At first, I tried to make my own calendar from JavaScript, but ended up just importing this full calendar library. I had it set up to where you can get the view of the month, of a weekly view and a daily view, and a button that takes you to today and to this week, even this month, and with arrows here to manipulate the month and the view and stuff. To add a task for the day or an event. Tasks and event are interchangeable in this case. We're still working on the merge, but when you add an event or a task over here, there will be a modal will show up, and then you will be prompted to enter the task title, and what the task actually is, the priority level, the start date, and the finish date. The priority level has more to do with the gamification, and which Mark will discuss after I'm done talking about this, the calendar. Yeah, after you add the task, it should show up. This is just a hard-coded all-day event, just as an example. So I could have it show the day and show today. So it shows you an example of like an all-day event and a time event. And if you were to add it, it would this is what it would look like on the calendar. And I'm still working on trying to integrate the sidebar functionalities from the sidebar to the calendar. But that's what I have so far. And now I pass it off to Mark to talk about gamification.
Hello, I'm Mark. I'll be talking about tasks and gamification. So the basic idea of the task. So you add a task title, which will be the ones that's going to be shown on the calendar, and the new task button below it will be used to set the description of what the task would be and what you need to do. And for the task priority level, that is what will be used. That's what's being used for the gamification of and based on the priority level that is set on the task and the date that determines how many points the user will get from the system. So having completed a low priority task quicker would result in having less points since it's low priority, but having a being able to do a high priority task within days of creating it would allow it for you to get more points. And basically that's how it works. And you can set the start date and finish date for each task. And yeah, I'm gonna pass it on to Adara to talk about the journal functionalities.
Hello again. So I am going to show you what I was working on for the journal. This is what I have so far. The custom default color is blue for CSUB, but we have this rainbow bar up front that lets you change the color. So you can change it to pretty much any color you want at any time. That way, you know, if you're feeling blue, you can be blue. If you want to be happy pink, you can be pink. I'm going to slide it over to orange. That's my favorite working color. We also have this toolbar up here. I wanted it to look similar to a familiar word editor like Google Drive, hence the black outline and then the toolbar. But here it's interactive, so we can say, hello, everyone. Welcome to our project. And we can do things like bold, we can italicize, underline, strike through. And the strike through is pretty nice if we have a list of items. That way, if you want to create a to-do list, like present project, you could cross it off as you get it done. You could also add in emojis and import images to the journal. That way you can, show off what you did for the day and save it to the database. One thing I'm still working on is adding an exit button because that is something I totally overlooked, but it should save automatically to our back end, similar to how Google Drive works. And yeah, so that's that. Our future plans for the project include adding an AI feature. That was one of our stretch goals that we ultimately cut out just because we wanted to keep it simple, simplistic, but still have all the functionality that we needed for a productivity app. Another plan for the project we hope to do is in the future is to add more features with more customization, maybe add more points. If one day we were to deploy on the App Store, maybe those points could earn money or rewards, whatever. The sky's the limit on that.
And just to touch on what Adara was saying, I also for the future planning of our application, I was hoping that we could make changes and making it look really nice. Right now, we don't have the best user interface. However, once we have the functionality there, like she said, the sky's the limit.
Well, thank you for watching.